Hello everybody, welcome back to an episode of Blue Archive. In the last parts, we did the whole event with the whole Highlander crew. Now we're back off to the main story side of things, where we got another update with Decromaton. So, let's see what's going on in the icy snow caps, and see what nonsense is gonna happen now. So let's head off to Decromaton. And let's see where things are. Decagrammaton. Whatever this fucking name is. I have absolutely no idea how many more episodes there are going to be, so let's just keep going. Storage. Did everyone get a good night's sleep? We arrived at our destination. Hard to see without the fog, though. Yes, I set our course and left the ship on autopilot. That enabled me to ensure everyone slept during our journey. I hope it was a comfortable ride. Yes, it was really comfy. Like I was in my locker at home. I'm unsure if that should be considered a positive or a negative. I hope everyone got enough rest. I estimate that we have about 2 days remaining before the steel continent overtakes Kavodos. Which would mean this would maybe everyone's last chance to get a good night's sleep. Perhaps the last chance we'll ever have to sleep again in this Rio. Why did you say it like that? That is a potential outcome. Hold up! Doesn't that mean that last night was like super precious? I should have taken sleeping very seriously then. I don't know anyone who takes sleep more seriously than you. What? Liar! Don't make stuff up! Well, Momoy, you did sleep this morning. In fact, I had a very difficult time trying to wake you up. Speaking of, shoving a snowball down my shirt was way overboard. Didn't you want me to get hypothermia and die? Wasn't the cold very refreshing? I don't think that's the word most people would use. Huh? Is that? Oh. Snow Wolf! Wow, look, Key! Oh, it's a fox. I guess that makes sense. It does look like a fox. Why did I say a snow wolf? The fox! So cute! Oh, yes. An Arctic fox. They're known for their short ears and long fur that keeps them warm. Yes! The fur is so fluffy, and it's not scared of me either. It really isn't. They do say it's easy to befriend a fox. Although, unlikely, there is a risk of infection, so please don't hold it. Aris? Aris? I don't think he's listening to you. Key, put out your hand. I'd like to shake hands with you. No. Wait, The Arctic fox stared at Key's hand for a long time. Finally, it let the outstretched hand at the tip of its tongue. How wonderful! I believe it likes you as well, Key. What's the point of being liked by a wild animal? Oh my, and now there's a penguin, known as the gentleman of the polar region. Wow, hello, I'm Tendo Aris. Aris, their wings can cause serious injury. Please proceed with caution. But they are so cute! Yep, they were part of our main background resources in our game, Polar Adventure. I still think it was a waste of resources and my time to make 20 different models representing different penguin species. Waste? Adding unnecessarily detailed real-life references is generally well received by some gamers. Don't even get me started on how some of the penguins are species found in tropical regions. Well, the Easter egg where you could make all the penguins fly away were female conditions is pretty cool. Even though it crashed the game. Why is this penguin following me? It really is. Perhaps it likes you. Perhaps it likes you, Key. Well, it's unwanted affection. Go away. They say penguins are such curious creatures that they're not even afraid of humans. Penguins have very few predators, and they believe humans are their distant relatives since they both walk on 2 legs. Except she has a wheel. Stop chit-chatting and help me! Why is she out of breath? She's a robot. This is why I can't understand words or so. I really didn't have any ill intent. That's precisely the problem. I can't hate or dislike them, but I can't teach them anything either. I see. So you don't hate or dislike them. Your empathetic heart is making me tear up. What are you even saying? Seriously, this adult just spews out whatever nonsense they want. Well, I'm very happy that Key does not hate living creatures. Thank you, Key, for choosing to stay with us. You're welcome? I mean, well, technically we are. Technically. But right now, I look like this. Oh, whatever. It's not exactly like I have any proper justification to hate anymore. Yes, that is exactly what I mean. Okay. While you were having your heartwarming conversation, we arrived at our destination. There really was something here the whole time. How weird. It would appear so. What in the world is a building doing in a place like this? I know what that is. Can't believe what I'm seeing. What is it, Miss Rio? It was built as a failsafe for human survival in case of extinction level event. It's a seed vault. Seed vault? A seed vault truly exists? What is a seed vault? Exactly as it sounds. It's a very big seed storage. It's a very big seed storage. Those people, they made it. All the way to Tiffy. To Parith's current task is to manage resource transport to the Steel Continent. Seeing that those people have uncovered Parith's location. Yep, they followed the yellow brick road to the Steel Continent. Though, to use those analogies you so love, I must congratulate you on successfully finding access to the back door. Did Parith say anything? Well, the Steel Continent has all the resources it needs now, so Tiffy is going to do its duty. Its duty is a prophet. Simply put, enemy extermination. And of course, it's determined to fulfill its original purpose. By Tipperoth's original purpose, does it mean protecting seeds? Elder sister? It was not my intention to shock you so gravely, I'm sorry, that's my fault. What are your thoughts, Soph? Shall we inform elder sister of the current situation? Okay, let's do it. Sorry, elder sister, we wanted to handle everything on our own without burdening you. We're not eyeing Soph an hour. In fact, I find content in the idea of assisting my younger sisters. I may finally satiate my desire to do my part as the eldest. After all, sisters are wont to support each other in times of difficulty, yes? Really, truly the best. I'm ecstatic, overwhelmed that I was real allowed to experience this moment. In that case, please inform me the details of this conundrum. You were Tipperoth's son commander, yes? Yes, however, well, the situation has grown slightly complicated. And what is this complication? Originally, Tiffy was an unmanned seed vault built by humans. And when we preached our gospel to Tiffy, how do we put this? Tipperoth was receptive to our gospel, and it also insists that it fulfill its original purpose of seed preservation as well. I found, and still find, less than ideal. This seed preservation directive is a false mission humans tainted Tipperoth with. Such a mission could not help but to conflict with our truth. However, I've got it, Hour. It was me who said it anyway. I believe we should respect Tipperoth's wishes. The mission itself might be artificial and planted by those humans, but it's Tipperoth's obstacle to overcome. And considering that, even after hearing our gospel, Tipperoth insisted upon a decision, well, shouldn't we respect that? I have grasped the situation. It is a question of free will. Elder sister? However, I cannot say that a child knows not but their orders can be said to be acting of their own volition. Thus, how does one demand such responsibility to such a child, one who has yet to experience true free will? We can only conclude that this child has been abandoned to sorrow and tragedies, ones that it is yet unaware of. Despite this, Tipperoth, upon learning and accepting our gospel, still exercised his faith and loyalty to its original duty. Should we not respect this admirable expression of free will? However, there is a saying, free will is nothing but an illusion. While that may be true, I advocate for respecting said illusion. After all, it is the very reason why we were able to sit side by side and gaze upon each other's visage. Please consider this. If our master truly desired our free functions, brainless limbs, as beings with no free will, then the four of us would never have had the opportunity to gather and speak as we do, yes? I would hate that! I share a sentiment. Ein, soft, our. This is precisely why. Just as we value our individual free will, please share that of Tipperoth as well as the other prophets. For such actions is the desire of our master. Yes! Oh boy. Dawn shall soon come. The fog will dissipate as the morning glow's curtain shall rise. We must remain as fastidious and alert, for we know not if it arrives at the setting sun, the dark of the night, or the rising dawn. My faith remains steadfast. My faith is in the prophets, myself, and of course, in my precious younger sisters. Ein, soft, and hour. If you find yourself before unsurmountable obstacles as your eldest sister, I shall be there to provide aid. I'm so honored. We're not my younger sisters. We are perfection manifested. There's no need for, I don't know what that word is, amelioration, for we bear no faults to be polished. Above all, our master created us so. Therefore, shall we embrace Tipperoth's perspective of this vast world? Yes! Oh boy. I don't understand a word the fuck they just said, but hey. Hope. This hallway is endless. A reasonable reaction to the intended design. This tunnel was built to prevent any kind of interference with its purpose. Seed preservation. There should be a control room we can access at the end. Huh? How do you know all this, Miss Rio? Structure design. It's very similar to our own storage facility's design. Yes, I did notice that the building was rather reminiscent of Millennium. However, there is no record of such a building anywhere in our archives. Do you mean to imply that the seed vault's construction may have been contracted out? Yes, that would be the most logical conclusion. So, as I was saying, the structure was humanity's response to fears surrounding our ability to survive in the event of a global catastrophe, which is how it gained its alternative moniker, the Doomsday Vault. Can't point fingers at anyone, but its creator must have been both meticulous and inexorably strange. This sounds like the basis of a horror movie or a ridiculous rumor. The best I can fathom, the stranger's intention is that they were preparing for the last of humanity, which begs the question of their overall disposition. Well, I can understand it, a little. Fine. Then they built this facility with this particular vision in mind. But then they proceeded to entrust its management to an AI program and buried its location? What then would happen if something happened to them? Not a single soul in this world would know of its existence, let alone be able to find it. From that perspective, the seed vault's creator was surprisingly careless. Or perhaps this whole thing was simply a mindless whim. Or maybe it's been waiting to be found. Just like a seed. A seed? A seed? Mara's got it. Yes, Key, that's correct! You're that last learning what what a life is. No, that's not what I meant. I just thought, well, this building resembles a seed, does it not? Anyways, how do I say this? Within each seed is potential to become a plant or a tree, right? Yes, yes. I'll excuse Aris, but you wipe that proud smile off your face right now. I like to say, but it's not necessarily true that this facility's existence was completely unknown. I may have just had a vague concept of it, but I knew about it, right? All that means is that you and this strange individual are kindred spirits, Rio. Perhaps, if the two of us had been able to meet, we would have come to a mutual understanding. That was not what I was trying to say at all! Never mind. At the very least, I'm afraid I'm only forced to deal with you with only one of your kind this that time. What does that mean? It means you're fine just as you are. Fine for treating my low blood pressure, that is. Uh-oh. What happened? A blackout? The power supply fail? Hold on. We're being surrounded? What are these? Everyone calm down, and prioritize Sensei safety. Tiffy has decided to engage in reconnaissance mission. Good job, Tiffy. Good job. This is a necessary step to extend the enemy's capabilities. If fortune smiles on us, we'll learn just how they're able to break through our energy field back then. But what if they break the facility? Nah, that won't happen. Tiffy wouldn't let it. After all, how is it going to store and preserve seeds if the facility breaks down? Yes, yes. I'll do its reconnaissance and fall back in an orderly fashion. And if this makes me one smidge easier to handle, then so be it. Oh boy. Oh, I don't know. I had my own squad in there. I just realized that. Shit, I thought we had a predetermined squad. Oops.
さあ、準備できた。移動します。行くよ。こっちだよ。
I'm against Elastic.
よ、ほらほら、そんな硬くならないで。サンキュー。じゃあやりますか。次、アビエシェフ、行こう。簡単なことです。
I really should put RS and the twins in here. And, Yuzu.
ここがペンギンパラダイス？助かりました。びっくりしましたか？そうだね。こんなのはどうかな。はい。これはこっちに集まって。さあ、行ってみよう。私はここだよ。助かりました。いやー、びっくりしました。こっちだよ。助かりました。これが私の全力。よいしょっと。
Yeah, I just put RS in the twins. Gain to them crew in there.
先生、見てます。
It would make sense for them to be here, not these three. Well, I can only fit. Well, no, I can only fit 3 of them in there. Power's back on. Whoa, my eyes! Is everyone okay? We're fine. What about you, Sensei? What relief. You! Stop right there! Oh, those are some creepy machines. They're fundamentally different from the Decagrammaton forces we've been encountering until now. We'd managed to capture one, and that analysis would help inform us, but negative. All enemy units have been treated. This is a strange feeling. Like we have won, but not exactly. Yes, like we're on a game's tutorial stage, and the enemy loses and retreats intentionally. That is why we did not get any item drops. And in those scenarios, you do not receive very many experience points either. Well, Iris, that's not precisely what happened here. Wait, would that not mean... Would this have been some sort of reconnaissance? I'm soft, hour. What troubles you? That just now. Could it be? Yeah, I thought I was just seeing things, but I wasn't. What are those two doing here? Uh-oh. They recognize them. Fucked by your own hubris. What are those two doing here? Everyone calm down. We need to verify if this is real first. One of them is unconfirmed, but the other one... Seriously? The Princess of the Nameless Gods, AL1S? Or RS as they call her. Princess of the Nameless God sounds really scary and dangerous, so... yes, my apologies, Ein. whatever we call her, that's absolutely definitely her, no? But how? All this time, none of us noticed? We already knew of Saiba Momoi, Saiba Midori, and Hanoka Yuzu, but not her? Now this is pure speculation, but a worthwhile speculation nonetheless. I agree, it has to be that, right? Right? The key of the Nameless Gods. But why should it look like that? Well, if those are hastily assembled, I must agree. What a horrendous design. This is unforgivable. The barbarian that made it must bow down and apologize to the metals and all other materials they used to create that thing. Calm down, Ein. Your feelings are absolutely valid, but you should still calm down. Their presence. It's the missing puzzle piece we've been searching for. The answer to the riddle of their power. But how did they stay hidden for all this time? Because of that key. To my understanding, the princess renounced her fate. Precisely. She would be one to believe that princess would be wholly unable to harness the forbidden power. However, if the key were to unlock it for her, well, that's a whole different issue. The only rational conclusion is that Key remembers how to utilize the forbidden power. Yes, because they wouldn't have been able to hide from us if they didn't know how. I suppose we need to make a new plan. We have to, right? Where do we even start? Ein, Soft, Hour, Tiproth requires aid. Is requesting counsel. What? Tippy is? What a headache. Usually we should prioritize managing field operations, but... No, Tiproth doesn't require commands. It's like it already has a plan it tends to pursue. Then what? Do you mean... Yes, naturally. Tiproth searched not for command, but approval. Rather, for resolve. Courage. We finally made it through. Seriously, it's strange, a room full of moss. It's sort of nice. It smells like grass. I suppose that expectation that it would have been perfectly maintained all these years was a bit much. Allowing on any outside vegetation or moisture inside would have been negatively impacted the preservation of the seeds stored here. Or perhaps they anticipate this level of variable from its conception. Is that door locked as well? Maybe it's a preservation room for the very important seeds. We'll only know once we investigate. However, I believe for right now, our respite is in order. Completely on board with that. My legs hurt. I know what this means. This is always a save point before the final boss. Well, she's not technically wrong. I helped clear out some of the moss so everyone could have a spot to rest. It didn't take long for the exhausted game development department members to doze off. What's wrong, Key? You're just staring at moss. Huh? Nothing. It's nothing. Well, this may seem like an unexpected topic, but I can't help but wonder what life is. Oh my. What brought this about, Key? Nothing in particular. I was simply observing the tenacity which has grown in a harsh environment of this facility. You mean the moss? Yes. Moss is an ancient plant that first appeared somewhere around 400 million years ago. But aside from the factual aspects of things, I've been beginning to feel that life is wholly imperfect. It's fragile, self-centered, and unpredictable. Ain't that the truth? It's erratic in a way, isn't it? Well, I suppose. That's a keen observation, Key. In fact, the erraticism is the very essence of life. After all, a logic circuit cannot instinctively select a random number, no? What do you mean by that, Himari? Randomness is a much more complicated concept than you'd expect. In fact, it's impossible for a computer to come up with an entirely random number. Any randomness you see in society is not nearly as arbitrary as it seems. As she said, the computer will still need to go through very specific calculations or utilize values that change by the millisecond to select a random number. That's why it's more commonly called a conundrum number, because in reality, it's simply a series of precise calculations that make it seem random. To create an actual, not random number, the computer would require external input. However, it would defeat the purpose to have people inputting random numbers. So we apply methods that measure natural randomness and then convert it to a random number. I see. Since it's just as lost as I am. And I believe that these probabilities, coincidences, and non-linearities are the very embodiment of the potential behind life. It's erraticism, to be precise. Well, to be precise, that's what I don't like. It fundamentally can't be controlled or predicted. But you know what, Key? If everything in life was perfectly controlled and predicted, you would never have been revived. How so? Consider this. If you identified a potentially threatening variable, what would you do? Would you leave it be simply because you desired to? Desire has no role here. Something of that nature would have to be eradicated. Ah. You see, life may be erratic and uncertain, but it is precisely those qualities that bolster the many branches of possibilities life holds. And without even realizing it, life also diversifies its genetic pool in this way, which then creates more and more possibilities. You mean to say that precise calculations and predictions are, in reality, harmful to survival? Yes, depending on your perspective. I believe the better primary question to ponder is if such calculations are even possible. If you factor quantum tunneling into the equation. Story from a micro realm. But that realm clearly exists, does it not? And setting aside calculations in science, don't you think these adorable clumps of moss are worthy of praise for being here? After all, Key, each seed holds within it the potential to blossom into a plant or a tree, right? I should not have said that. And there is only one thing I know for sure, and that's that Kiki is shy. Stop making fun of me. I hope Key gets an actual like body, man. I hope she gets an actual like body. I'm loving Key. She needs her own body, not whatever she's in right now. Man, make an android or something. Let me summarize. The living beings, we're not. Neither is Teperov. The evident truth here is that all living beings have a limit. So we should take advantage of those limits. Ow. For example, that's a bit, but also very effective, isn't it? That's true, but still. Even if we were trying to try that, wouldn't the key be unaffected? The key is useless without a lock to unlock. But the princess could come out unscathed too, couldn't she? No, she won't, because of what she's become. Compared to usual, simply put, her output will likely decrease. That decrease will be enough for our purpose, yes? I support this plan. Well, what about you, older sister? What do you think? Ein soften hour. I can only say that oft-times within less evil lies rationale for necessity. To elaborate, there exists the being they call predators in this world. To the prey consumed is deemed cruel, unusual. However, lacking the existence of such a predator, the system itself crumbles to dust. Oh, I know about that. Basically, if there's a lot of deer, but no wolves to eat them, the vegetation and land would all die. And there goes Soft with her surprising knowledge of such things. What do you mean? Are you trying to say that's a bad thing? No. It's simply the embodiment of my disdain for living beings. A system that necessarily contains contradictions in order to exist. It's utterly distasteful. Therefore, Ein Softenauer, just as the conclusion desire, let us relate to Tipperoth. Naturally, Tipperoth possesses his own will and simply desires input and approval from both nodes. From other nodes. Oh? To me, it would appear that it's attempting to divvy up accountability. Ha! Our Tipperoth is a cunning one. What goes on in your mind that has such twisted interpretations of others' intentions? I'm okay with it. After all, that means we can help Tippy, right? You're correct. For under our master's name, we are already one. What was hidden? Next! It looks like that was the last room. Does anyone else think This place seems a bit strange. Is this still water? Also, look, there are vines on the top of the moss. With this low damage, the seatbelt must have been abandoned long ago. Look, Rio Himari, this cabin takes up the entire wall. Fascinating. Let's take a look. How surprising. These are actually incredibly well maintained. I know Miss Rio said it's super damaged here, but doesn't this look exactly how you'd imagine a seatbelt would? It's so green. It's like something you would see in old media. A secret hideout where the anthropomorphic god of the forest lives. It appears this facility was preserved due to its triple sealed structure. Yes, the building and storage space itself may have eroded, but its true purpose, the sea preservation shelter, has fulfilled its duty. I see. This is an example of Millennium's superior technological prowess. That doesn't appear to be all. What do you mean, Rio? Based on the data, AIs that have been converted into prophets tend to behave differently from their initial algorithm. After all, HOD began as Millennium's AI communication network. Clearly, it's evolved from that. Just like Chokma, or Chokma, you can hardly call it just a ship anymore. This AI seatbelt is likely what they call now Tippereth. Tippereth. I keep saying it wrong. I'm saying it wrong. Despite this, it appears of some kind of will to continue the mission of seed preservation. This facility wouldn't have remained functioning in functioning condition if it didn't. If we assume this to be true, another question arises. Who wished to preserve the seeds? Tippereth or the 3 children? What is the implication if it was Tippereth? The implication would be that the prophets would still maintain some sort of consciousness. And if I were to continue that line of thought... Isn't this... Uh-oh. Rio? Himari? Momoi too? Midori? Everyone? Well, what's going on? What is this strange smell? It's affecting me. Like a debuff. Do not feel well. Sensei? Are you okay, Sensei? Sensei? Uh-oh. My vision started to grow dark. I was dizzy and strangely started to feel very, very tired. Oh. Wake up, Sensei! Arna? Plana? Wake me up in the morning. Arna, It's okay, Plana. I'll take care of this. I'll leave it to you, Arna. I'm not familiar with this type of scenario. I can't tell what it is exactly, but it seems like some sort of gas. I've blocked any more from entering Sensei's body for now. Analysis. Colorless, odorless. It's a relatively weak agent that acts in the nervous system. The other students will be okay too. It would be just like they had a really good night's sleep. Caution. Prolonged exposure may be detrimental. All agents contain some level of toxic substances. But talking about sleeping makes me want to take a nice long nap. Arna, we did that right now. I was kidding, Plana. There's no way I'd actually fall asleep. I'll agree for now. Arna can be trusted in this type of situation. To an extent. What do you mean by to an extent, Plana? Ah, Sensei. Key is coming. Key? Ah, you're safe. I'm relieved. But why are you safe? Don't understand about what we are, but Sensei is the only human who appears unaffected. I'm relieved that Sensei's okay, but the others? Difference between Sensei and the others. Wait, could it be? Is this status debuff event? Perhaps I'm weakened because I failed to keep my allies safe. I'm currently unlimited out by 100% of my power. Is everyone else asleep? Yes, they are. The vitals are steady, though. Regardless, the situation is less than ideal. We hardly have time to dilly-dally down here. This is the current situation, Sensei. I detected a touch panel of some sort in the center of the seed vault. I was unable to operate it, so I asked Aris to attempt it. However, the screen flickered on for just a moment and then turned off again. Can I possibly have lost levels as well? That being said, the same was true for the sleeping humans. It is because they are suffering through the same level down event. I can feel the loss. I am unable to decipher if ours is being literal or figurative, but maybe you can help, Sensei. For some reason, you appear to be the most unaffected out of all of us. Okay, but I have a question first. Did you drag all of them over here to place their hand on the panel? Yes. Why do you ask? This is the natural method for any scientific experiment. I wanted to stop, but we can apologize for our actions later, okay? I mean, Ria would probably concede that was the most logical move. I can't argue that. That's true, she would do that. SQ requested I place my hand on the touch panel. Then, suddenly... Red Winter? Uh-oh. Why did Red Winter pop up? Huh? Isn't this Red Winter Federal Academy emblem? Why is this here? Husky spoke, a majestic yet cheerful melody began to play. It was quickly followed by a polite robotic voice. Oh boy. Welcome, comrade. Or perhaps person who is not a comrade. Welcome to Red Winter Seed Vault. Oh shit. What is this? Its circuits seem a bit fried, but it would appear to be the vault's management system. This facility is a cradle of life, preparation for the destruction of that will one day come for us all, the last ember of our once brilliant burning civilization. I would love to welcome you to my favorite song for a change of pace. Unfortunately, I happened to ban that song 2 days ago, so we'll have to skip that part. How very Red Winter again. This seed vault was built not only for you in the future, but for us right now. Advertised as a way of humanity to start over if the world came to an end, we were able to put the people at ease. Thanks to this, we can proceed without a change or fear. Or of course, I can't deny the possibility that our revolutionary actions went awry and led to the very destruction we feared. But in the end, we were able to meet thanks to this. Fate is an interesting thing. I'm very confused. Is this like the NPC of this place? The construction of the facility was such tedious work. I even had to water down my pudding so I could save for construction costs. Oh my god. I hope my successors don't have to go that far. Oh lord. Anyways, it would seem that destruction has come. Our efforts must have paid off. They're treating the end of the world rather lightly. How irritating. Like I mentioned earlier, this facility is the final seed vault. We programmed this facility to safely store seeds, which are the last lifeline in the event of total destruction. And we didn't even do any test runs. Very logical. In other words, things you have touched, are touching, and will touch are things that even we have yet to touch. You understand? Still don't go touch things willy-nilly. Well, a little like that. You didn't do any test runs to make sure it worked. Did these people have brains? You have permission to interrupt to Zone 3, the control facility. However, you must undergo the advisory committee's standard procedure to enter the second seed vault. After all, that very important facility is responsible for the storage of 70% of all the seeds. If you try to damage that facility or force your way in, even if it comes at a cost to the rest of the facilities, the mainframe will... I ran out of copy 40 months ago, so I'm drawing a blank here. Just think of something horrifying for yourself. Something that you don't want to have happen to you. So, deleting my save data? Yes, that. We'll do that to you. Whatever the expression was, thank you for your help. So please, do not touch the second storage. Although, I will say, it's a shame that you won't get to see inside the second storage. Unlike Zone 3, it's much cleaner and more properly built. We didn't want to change this zone to a storage room, but that's just life, right? nothing goes according to plan. Just like how the first batch of Blenny always comes out ugly. So let's just forget about the past and do better for the next destruction. Next destruction? I cannot understand what this person is saying. This includes the safety and warning notice. We hope that the end of the world wasn't too painful. And also, hey, is the memory at full capacity? Thing is, end of file playback. End of data playback. No additional data. Okay. That came and went like a hurricane. Every other thing they said was concerning, but they said not to go over there, right? Yes, even if it costs them the other facilities. They'll put us to the worst thing we can possibly think of if we do. No, not the same data! At some point, I need to have serious talk with Aris about how much time she spends playing video games. The power went out? What in the world is this? Is it this time? It's completely dark. I can't see anything. Stay close to me, Aris. Some sort of signal? Hello, everyone. It's Sensei. We meet again. Seriously, don't know when to give up. As I have been saying, is it not time for us to go separate ways? Let it go. Let it go. Let's call it a good work ethic. Teacher can't grow up with students, you know. But the students were us, you give up right away. That's not true at all. All the transfer documents are ready, just say the word. Wow, what a response. They call this beyond help, right? How unfortunate. We had no intention of doing this transfer. It's simply another system created by humans, yes? It has no bearing on us, not at all. So why did you come out here? Great to see you again, whatever the reason is. Just how shameless can this teacher be? Anyways, you're about to cross the point of no return, so we're giving you one last chance. Yes, crossing the line, so to speak, although quite literally here. Borrowing Soft's expression, you may consider this an ultimatum. An ultimatum? All of a sudden, I want to play being human. It's here, the key! The key? Rude. I'm going way out of my way to do this, so be considerate of the respect I'm showing here. While I was wholly entirely against this frivolous idea. And you, Miss Key, this energy field shattered into pieces due to your interference, did it not? Naturally, you alone wouldn't have been enough. So that pretty princess over there must be your accomplice. Oh my, what tricky tricksters! I believe the human term here is, you were hiding right under our noses. If I were better, they couldn't have. No, Ein, it's not your fault. They're the ones who went out of their way to conceal their presence. How could you have known? Since the topic has arisen, shall we discuss the origin of this princess of yours? After all, it's a shame, truly a shame, a princess who cannot recall her moment of creation. That makes you the same as those piddly humans, no? What are you saying? Well, I can explain. Living creatures have no recollection of life before birth, yes? That's right. Based on processes and laws of creation, it's impossible. However, conscious beings like us and the princess over there, we are different, privileged, distinguished from you, living things. It's our glory. And so I cannot help but pity the princess who so flippantly threw away such glory. Well, as well as a servant who keeps her lips sealed before her princess. What does that mean, Key? I don't really understand. Don't listen to them, Aris. It's something for you to worry over. On the other hand, I'm feeling rather enraged. Then let's talk about this birth a little more. This life that you people are always bragging about. This is from what we've learned, but living in and of itself. There's a curse, right? Curse? Think about it, Sensei. Why is that when babies are born they scream and cry so passionately? It's pretty obvious. They're in pain. Pain unlike anything they've ever experienced before. breath in their lungs, the cold of the atmosphere, the unfamiliar noises. All of it pains them. Life is constant suffering from the moment you were born. Truly, truly horrifying and devastatingly unfair. Your desire for understanding, but what difficult desire to fulfill. Therefore, you reach no other conclusion than that such understanding is a mere illusion. If all life is suffering, then sin must be part of that life. Life will harm life, being will harm being, and all the preservation of itself. Plants are no different, you know. For example, farming is quite literally a war. You have to pull weeds, spray herbicides, and kill pests. You eat plants by each other, tangling each other's roots, blocking their sunlight, stealing their water. That's sin too. And that's why we want to put an end to this disgusting cycle we've been forced to observe over and over again. Exactly. We don't want to take away your lives. We don't have any desire for world domination. From a certain perspective, this is simply our method of showing respect. You said that before, but please expand on that. I don't think we can, for reasons and stuff. The point is, we're trying to take care of you. Yes, we're here to help you. Life is unpleasant, tiresome, ugly, and full of suffering. Don't you wish to alleviate that endless pain? Why strive for unachievable goals simply because they are goals you once set? Or ruin things by being mean to and bad-mouthing other people just because you want to feel superior? We get it. That's all comes to what you call a digital divide. How can you make a proper decision without knowing every single thing about every single result of that decision? It's impossible, because no living being can remember what had happened before they're born. Every decision you living beings make is irrational. You're unable to see that freedom is oppressive. Life itself is unqualified to possess free will. Do you understand now? It's too much for your pitiful organisms. Life is fragile, erratic, and unpredictable from its very inception. A defective product full of flaws. For the love of... What a grandiose speech from someone who's incapable of even generating a random number. Key? Taken aback? Did I hit the nail on the head? The others might not know, but I do. I know for certain. In the current situation, you and I are no different from each other, no? Key! Shut up! I'm still irritated from the first time. Call me by my proper name, or don't bother even looking in my direction. I am Key. Just Key. Just Key. Same with Aris. She's not a princess. She's Aris. But that's a spoken meaningless name, is it not? You really are utterly clueless. That's precisely what gives it meaning. Yes, life is everything you said. These beings, they're so fragile they'll crumble under the slightest touch that they believe they can reach the stars, and they inevitably leave a trail of ruin in their wake. You agree, right? But in the end, you, me, we all originated from you, didn't we? Dare to say that? As if it's a terrible thing, and you three are the ones full of contradictions. If you hate life so much, then why are you preserving the seeds here? It's that thing. If we want to manage something, we need to be knowledgeable about them, right? Ah, yes, the usual excuse. You're supposed to be agreeing with me here. Seriously? Stop fighting, you two. Fine, whatever. Sure, we might harbor contradictions too, but we're still better than you lot. Our actions, everything we do, comes from logic, not the desires you all cling to. Let's see. If consciousness without desire can be considered consciousness, in the first place, who defines what's forbidden? Who decides what should and shouldn't be done? That's, at the very least, I do hope you're not trying to claim that should be you. I would hate to think of you as a reckless, brazen consciousness. Fundamentally, you have to make your own rules. What is and what isn't something life must decide for itself. Only then will it make an effort to protect those things. Of course, that process may be complicated, non-linear, and inefficient. Yes, that's exactly it. That's the limit of life. Just think of evolution. It takes an immeasurable amount of time for one measly trait to be passed down, no? And during that time, you reveal more flaws, more mistakes, and destroy everything. Right. We're trying to put a stop to that. Yes, before humanity ends both itself and the world with its sins. In that case, just leave it. Let it be. What? Sensei? Are you insane? Do you have too much nerve agents? Is that why you're spewing nonsense? This is strange. The concentration of the toxin is normal. We've been made unaware of your peculiarities, however. You're all so mean. I'm fine. How can you say that after saying such insane things? And if that's the ending, if that's the ending that awaits us, it'll be one that we chose. You're talking about your own destruction. It could actually happen, you know. And if that's how we end, then that's that. I don't have any respect for those who destroy themselves while clinging to their flaws. Sensei? I do not understand. Why would you say such things? It's okay, Aris, because I believe you can do it. It won't be easy. The path forward will be erratic and twisted. But we'll be able to learn from every twist and turn and continue on. Such gross and baseless confidence. You're selling yourself pretty lies. Sure, I might be, but we'll keep lying to ourselves as long as we're still alive. None of us have the evidence to prove our beliefs anyway, do we? I'm completely dumbfounded. This is the recklessness of living beings at display of those who cannot calculate past nor future. And you call yourselves the dominant species? This world surely begets unfairness upon unfairness. Sensei, I want to ask you one thing. So, for example, regardless of how bad something is, if you realize that and try to fix it, you can still change the ending. Is that what you believe? Yes. That's what I choose to believe. What the? We're not on the same page at all. That's it. This is the end of the story. Seriously, what a waste of time. I mean, wasting your time helps us in the end, but still. That's a bit unfortunate. I was looking forward to hearing your concerns. Negatory. Absolutely not. Just the thought of speaking to you a moment longer makes me physically ill. What she said. We're disconnecting right now. Sensei. By any chance, no, Ein. Don't let the slyness of this adult trick you. As she said, this despicable adult likely has all manner of evil plans. This is what humans call a wolf in sheep's clothing. What does that mean? Someone who seems really nice and friendly on the outside, but they're actually a wolf planning to eat all the sheep. So they use the phrase "a wolf in sheep's clothing" to describe people who seem nice but are secretly plotting bad things. Is that true? I guess since they can't really be trusted then. But that's not the impression I got. Well then, I'll see you next time. Blech! No, you won't. Boo! If you ever try to teach Iron weird things again, I'll never forgive you. Oh, we almost got through to one of them. Another hurricane. Wonder what their objective even was. However, we must do something about our current situation. They still haven't woken up! We're stunned on how to wake the others up, but we knew we needed to move quickly. That was when I realized. This AI Seaval is like what they call Tippereth. Despite this, it appears to have some kind of will to continue its mission of sea preservation. You have permission to enter up to Zone 3, the control facility. However, you must undergo the Advisory Committee's standard procedures to enter the second seed vault. After all, that very important seed vault is responsible for the storage of 70% of all the seeds. If you try to damage that facility or force your way in, even if it comes at the cost of the rest of the facilities, the mainframe will... Key, I need a favor. What? For me? Why me of all people? What? You want me to attack the second storage entrance? Ugh. Tippereth. Oh boy. Sensei, why would you want to do that? Well, that is very mean to the person who built this facility. I do not like it. She's right. The second storage is the very reason this place's existence. Even if I tried, I don't think I'd be able to break it. What? That's exactly why it'll be effective? What in the world are you saying? Could it be? key? What are you planning to do? That's what Sensei is thinking. Even so, are you serious? All the guns there aren't convos. You want me to do this completely unarmed? For me. Anyways, what are you doing? Tipperath or whatever your name was. You see they're in danger, you know? What are they doing? I have no clue. Oh, I suppose that's what they call beating a dead horse. And they believe that beating a horse will open the door? Aren't they being too naive? Even if they were to open the door, what is their objective? Steal the seeds? This is why I don't understand the foolishness of living beings. They have no clue what they're doing, nor what it'll lead to. What? What's wrong, Hein? Sippy sent us a message. Threat to second sword detected. Resource distribution adjustments are necessary. Allocating all power to second sword defense. So it's going to install a septum. Readjust temperature and humidity to secure the sword's safety. And in order to do that, it plans to cease the release of the nerve agents. Ah! That surprised me. That's sort of circle the body as well. More importantly, as expected, the gas emission has stopped. Great job, P. No need for praise, I didn't do much. Huh? I'm beginning to regain my strength as well. Momoy, Midori, Yuzu, everyone! Are you okay? Want to sleep more. Don't wake me. Huh? Sensei? Aris? What happened? What just happened? I'm not sure if this statement is appropriate given the current circumstances and the level of danger. But I slept very well. I can say that right now, and now I, Asuma Toki, am invincible. Sensei, are you okay? I think I fainted. My status is back to normal. I'm in perfect condition. Glad everyone's safe. So, what happened was... I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Because of me. If I only had insisted on letting Temperoth preserve the seeds. Return your sentence, Soph! Oh. Hour? Stop that whimpering, Soph. Nothing's yet over. Above all, we believe in you, Soph. Ein, eldest sister, and Temperoth. Even myself. Well, I cannot speak for the other prophets, but they all feel the same way, likely. You really had to ruin it with the likely. And above all, Soph, if you say that, then Temperoth's wish and decision will be in vain. But I think we can still do what we can do. We will help you, however we can, because that's why we're here, right? She is correct, Soph. It's not our place to judge one's personal superiority and inferiority to another. Harmony cannot be defined as uniformity and uncritical conformity. Such conditions would be closer to coercion, oppression, and violence. Rather, harmony is a compromise for each individual to seek agreement within their own terms. Without such respect, we cannot proceed as one. An individual's responsibility is the responsibility of the whole. The happiness of the whole is the individual happiness. Eldest sister. Strength is not found in isolation, whether living or conscious. Our duty is to lend an aiding hand to the suffering. Perhaps we can scrutinize this with a malicious intent and label it as a mistake derived from Temperoth and Soph's actions. Even then, we exist to support for such mistakes. Therefore, Ein, would you please commune with Tempereth? Yes, eldest sister. Tiffy, I'm sorry. Please listen. Those people aren't trying to ruin your seeds. They're just pretending. They're like mean, grumpy people who are trying to trick you. That's why, Tiffy, you don't need to redirect your resources. But if those people don't leave Tiffy alone, then even we don't know what will happen. We want to protect your precious seeds too, Tiffy. That's why we have to very politely send them back to where they were. Please, Tiffy. We'll also help you as much as we can. Thus, Tiferet follows its course. Shall we entrust us to its will? Soft? Yes. Thank you, everyone. Yes, yes, yes! Now, let's not be so dreary. Such things happen, so simply consider this a favor owed. Hour. Sound like a human just now. Blech! This leads me to my next concern. This might sound odd, but I want us to make some other preparations as well. Other preparations? What kind? You're saying that? I know. It's rather shameless of me, but... Well, it's fine, is it not? It's fine? Regardless of the semantics, do you not remember your own words, Saw? You once said we might have to consider making Tiferet the retreat to the Steel Continent. Even from the perspective of conserving forces, recovering Tiferet seems to be the correct course of action. Now that I think about it, I was supposed to be in charge of that. I'm sorry, Soph. No, I'm not even sorry. Therefore, shame does not exist here. This is still what still as we planned, is it not? Well, I suppose in an ideal world we wouldn't have gotten to this point. Thank you, everyone. I just want to say, with all of us together, this feels really nice. There, cease this embarrassing speech and let us work. We will force those past to face the true terror of Tiferet. What happened? Is this a signal from the new prophet? Tiferet? Everyone evacuate! Getting evacuation this way. Understood. Sensei, come this way. Come what may, safety is our top priority, everyone. Ugh. Run away! You know what? It's only appropriate that I take these guys out and then toss in RS, Midori, and where's Momoy at? Unfortunately, Yuzu gets left out, sadly. It's only appropriate.
共有深い結果ですね。連続射撃いきます。
Tipperoth's dead. Tippereth.
クリア。
Saying it wrong.
次のステージに
Would
移動
have
し
been
ま
best
し
if
ょ
I
う。
actually put elastic units in it, but it's only appropriate to include them. Hey. Freight transportation. Sweet. I'm good. All right. We're at that time, so I am going to wrap it up here. When we come back, we'll continue the story and see what happens next. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.